Hello, welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. I'm your host, Francy Hall. We have with us today, joining us soon, will be Dave Thomas and Jim Wanberg. Both are with the Owatonna Veterans Roundtable. And if you haven't heard of this organization, they are doing some really good work bringing to Owatonna some people who've been involved in World War II, Vietnam, and other Korea and other places with some amazing stories. First, we are going to hear a word from our sponsors, but we want you to know that those sponsors bring you this show, and we want you to enjoy the show. We want you to tell us what you would like to see on the show. So if you have an event, a new business, a happening going on in Owatonna that you would like to know more about or others to know more about, tweet us, give us a message on Facebook, give us a call, and let us know so that we can continue to be your community connection. Right now, please stay tuned for a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the Veterans Roundtable.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and Village of Yesteryear. For current exhibits and events, check our website, www.steelehistorymuseum.org.
Welcome back. Joining us now, in addition to you folks at home, we have got Dave Thomas and Jim Wanberg with the Owatonna Veterans Roundtable. And so we're going to learn a little bit more about these two gentlemen and also the great things that the Veterans Roundtable is doing. So Dave, why don't we start with you? Could you introduce yourself and tell us what you do for the Veterans Roundtable?
Well, I've been in Owatonna here for a number of years, and some of our friends have same interests that I have, and we started going to the Veterans Roundtable that is in Rochester. There's only two other what we would call roundtables per se in the state of Minnesota until ours was organized, and the one in Rochester was so interesting that we started attending all the time, and that's kind of one of the first things that we did. But I'll let Jim kind of talk about himself before we get into the formation of our...
Thank you, sure. But just real quick, you're a veteran.
I am.
Tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I was in the Air Force also. Jim and I both are Air Force veterans, I guess. Mine was at the tail end of the Korean War, and I was what was called an AC&W operator, which is a radar operator in controlling aircraft. And I was on what they called an air war alert team, which was kind of interesting, but no combat, no nothing like that, just a regular service thing that so many of our veterans have gone through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, and thank you for your service. Yes, hello there, Jim.
Hello there.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a retired staff sergeant from the Air Force. I was serving from 65 through 69. I spent 3 years in Europe. It was a major part of my 4 years assignment. I was an aircraft machinist, which means that I would fix broken airplanes pretty much with whatever was required in the machine shop.
All right, and you were just recently got involved, or fairly recently got involved with the Veterans Roundtable?
Yeah, I guess I'm probably the rookie on the list. I've been involved in some other veterans activities in town, and I went to the first, not the first session, I think maybe the second session that David put on. And I expected to see 12 or 15 old guys sitting around in the church, and I got there and there was over 100 people sitting there. I said, whoa. And then we had our presentation and it was excellent, and I came back a second time. And unfortunately, my dad was a Marine. He says, never volunteer for nothing. Well, I volunteered to Dave.
And so for the folks at home who don't know, you hear the words Veteran Roundtable and think this is just for veterans and it's a bunch of veterans sitting around a table talking about stuff, but that's not really what it is at all. It's a presentation forum, and you bring in just very interesting speakers who have just firsthand accounts of exciting and touching and heart-wrenching stories that they share at these. My husband went to one for the first time. As you know, he's also a veteran. He's in the reserves currently. And so he attended, and he was just blown away by the quality of the speaker and how interesting it was. So let's talk about that. You have a full slate of speakers, and there are 12, it's every month except for July and August?
Except for July and August, yes. Yeah, we started going over to Rochester, where they had what was called a World War II roundtable. Recently, they just changed the name of that because they were having a difficult time finding World War II veterans. But like you say, they are really trying to get firsthand accounts from individuals that have a story to tell, and that's what we ask for. Do you have a story to tell? What had happened in Rochester is a history teacher by the name of Scott Hoosier got a hold of a veteran and had him come into his classroom and ask him if he would tell of his experiences. And that's basically how it got started. It got so popular that they couldn't hold it in the school any longer, and they moved it on out into various forums until now they're using a fairly large church. And their attendance figures in Rochester are in the 500 to 600 range every month. It's just amazing.
How long ago did the Owatonna Roundtable get started?
So from that, Rochester came on over here. Scott Hoosier, who was the father of Tom Hoosier, came over to us and said, "We think Owatonna should start. I mean, we're not in competition. We think that we could spread this out." And so a few of us got together, and that's how we decided that maybe we should see if we could organize one. And it was in the area of, I'm trying to think, the fall of 2015 that we actually started. Or not 15, 2014 rather. I'm sorry.
Just
we
been
can't
a
have
little
that,
over a
can
year.
we? I got the wrong card here. We had about 30 people, I think, came in our organizational meetings to say, what would you be interested in doing, and this sort and so on. And we kept going every month. We would keep building on this until we came to the point we said we have the interest, and we decided that we needed to have a vision and a mission statement. And one of the things that we said is that if we're going to do this, we want to honor and appreciate our veterans and all who served and sacrificed for our country's freedom. And the other thing that we want is we want to hear our veterans' stories firsthand and preserve them. And so we do have DVDs of that. We want to foster community education of the military lifestyle, so we are trying to be involved with the schools if we can on that thing, and then also provide additional education to our younger generation. So we're really encouraging our younger people to come if we can, and we're even looking at the possibility of having some of our speakers go into the classroom.
Sure. I mean, that's a great way to reach the kids. Another thing is, we'll start talking about the speakers that you have, and I guarantee you, people sitting watching at home or on YouTube, you'll want to bring your children and just anybody who you can get your hands on. It's very fascinating, the speakers that you have. What are some of the speakers? What are some of the favorite speakers that you've had? Because you've had quite a few.
I did a count, and we've done 14 speakers so far since we did start. And one of the first speakers we had was Elmer Lamont, who was a teacher here in Owatonna, and his was he was on a destroyer that was sunk in the Philippines towards the end of the war. And his story, he's such a good speaker, and he had a lot of things to be able to show during that particular time and things that went on. Just amazing. But you talk about another program. It happened to be our second program, and the lady's name was Jennifer Sandeman. Jennifer was a Korean orphan. Really had a lot of hardships, this sort of thing. She was 8 years old. Her mother abandoned her and threw her out in the alley. I mean, we had people crying in the program, and we had a large attendance. It was just amazing. So an American soldier came and took her to a hospital and took care of her care, and then put her into an orphanage. And it was interesting for us to know that so many of the orphanages in Korea were started by American servicemen. Just amazing. Well over 100 different orphanages were started by American servicemen at the end of the Korean War and things like that. So we had so many people that came to Jennifer afterwards and said, "Can you speak at," Tom Kuntz wanted his mayor's breakfast, and I know that Trinity wanted to bring her in and do some things, and one of the women's groups in town, and she said, "I just do because she is so thankful for what the military servicemen have done for her."
And she was adopted then here.
And then she was adopted by a serviceman in a family here in Minnesota. Yes.
Now we've got just a little bit more time, but who else? There are some other really interesting ones. And was the Rosie Riveter? Is that one that already happened, or is she coming up?
That one we can talk about in a little bit on the wrap-up ones, but that's coming up. But we had a serviceman that had a quadriplegic. He was in an explosion and lost both legs and one arm.
In what war was that?
And this was in Vietnam. And his talk was really interesting.
Sure. We have just a few seconds, so I would like to let folks know the people who are coming up, the speakers who are coming up. So Marine One, this gentleman was a colonel in Vietnam, and he was the pilot for Nixon.
Actually, he was the one that's coming up in September. Is he flew helicopters for President Nixon, for 3 years.
Dave and Jim, thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry, but we run out of time so quickly on this show, especially when it's interesting. People who are watching, there are some really neat speakers coming up. We hope that you will attend. That is the second Tuesday of every month, except for July and August.
At where? Good Shepherd?
Good Shepherd Lutheran Church.
Yes.
Okay,
what time
here in
does it
Owatonna.
start?
7 o'clock.
There we go.
All right.
We'll have more information for you. Please stick with us. We'll be right back with your community announcements.
Extinguisher. We suggest using the pass system. Pull the pin at the top of the extinguisher that keeps the handle from being accidentally pressed. Aim the nozzle toward the base of the fire. Squeeze the handle to discharge the extinguisher. If you release the handle, the discharge will stop. Sweep the nozzle back and forth at the base of the fire. After the fire appears to be out, watch it carefully since it may reignite. If you have the slightest doubt about whether or not to fight the fire, get out and close the door behind you. This has been a safety message from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and we are out and about in the community. We are at the Owatonna Public Library, and we are here with our wonderful children's librarian, Darla Lager. I keep wanting to say Lager, Darla Lager, and we're talking about the summer programs that are available for children this summer.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit of what's going on.
Well, our theme this summer is Read to the Rhythm, and it starts June 3rd today. So we have kickoff day, starts right when you get out of school, if you're in school. It starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and we will have the teddy bear band. We are going to have farm animals out on the lawn if it doesn't storm or if it's not storming right now.
No farm animals in the building?
We've discussed it. Maybe bunnies. Maybe bunnies,
Maybe
but no
bunnies.
goats, no cows. We just got new carpet.
Okay.
So we're gonna have we have ice cream, we have tattoos, we have passes to the water park, so you can come and pick those up. And the only time you can pick those up is today from 3 to 6.
Are those free?
They are.
Okay. So if
And
they come
only to
after
kids.
today, if you're seeing this after June 3rd, you didn't get the
You
passes.
didn't get the pool pass. No, it's just from 3 to 6 on June 3rd, so today.
And after June 3rd, there's so much stuff happening. So what is happening and what can they look forward to?
Well, I actually forgot to mention, though, that you have to pick up your reading log today, too. But you can pick it up anytime throughout the summer. It has a little critter on it. But each day that you read 10 minutes, or 20 minutes, sorry, but 20 minutes for 10 days, you color in those days, and you can come at the end of each month and pick out a book. And it's a book you get to keep forever. And we have different books like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dork Diaries, Pete the Cat.
Fun books that they can get for free.
True.
If they keep reading over the summer, that's the goal, isn't it?
It
keep
is.
on
Keep
reading over the
reading.
summer. And there's so much more to do. Of course, reading is very important and it's very fun, but there's a lot of other things happening too. There's this, just want to show you this really neat brochure that will tell you a lot of what's going on. But right now we have the expert with us who's going to tell us some of the highlights.
Well, next week on Thursday, we have the Zoo Man coming, and the Zoo Man brings reptiles and amphibians, and our favorite is when he brings the snake and lets us wear the snake and lets you wear the snake.
What kind of snake? Is it a
usually
big
it's a
snake?
big horn snake, so big and long. Okay.
Okay.
And then we also have the Schiffelli puppets coming, and they are just a humorous, fun puppet. They have a puppet theater. We giggle all the time during their program.
And these are puppets, hand puppets or string puppets?
They are hand puppets.
Hand puppets telling a story?
They do tell a story. And usually it's a fairy tale that you may not recognize when they're done.
So they improvise and make it funny.
They do. They do.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. And we have a lot of other things too. You showed me these dots on here that are all the weekly stuff that happens.
We have 4-H comes and does Adventure Club every Wednesday afternoon. And that's a science-based program, so you get to do some science experiments. We also have garden time. We have a garden out in back of the library, and kids can come and dig in the dirt and play in the water.
Play in the water, dig in the dirt.
And plant, and when it's later in the season, you get to pick the fruits and vegetables that you've grown and eat them. You can try green beans and cucumbers
And also, didn't you tell me the kids also, what do they do with the vegetables if they're not being eaten by them?
Many of the vegetables go to the food shelf, so.
That's really neat. So they learn something about giving back too. And then we've got some more things here. There's the movie day.
We're showing the Aristocats. We tried to find a good movie that had music to go with our Read to the Rhythm theme. We also have the Moodaiku drummers, where it's very, very loud, and they flip their sticks and they flip the drums as they're drumming. We're trying to decide if we want to be really loud in the library.
Oh, see, we need to be loud. Can we be
library.
loud in the library?
That's what we're hoping.
This is the kids area. We can be loud.
We also have Lego Mania, which we take every Lego that we own, dump it all over the floor. You can play with them as much as you want, and we will pick them up. So one of the first times ever that you don't have to pick up your toys when you're done.
Or Mom, if you don't want to have to pick them up, bring them over here, play Legos. Poor Darla and the staff. And movie days, I'm sorry, is that every Monday?
We just have the one movie.
Oh, it's just the June 8th. I'm sorry.
Yeah, movie day is every day in Blooming Prairie. Is every Monday in Blooming Prairie.
Oh, okay.
But we also have story time for the real little children. We have it Tuesday mornings at 9:30 and 10:30. So it's the same thing.
What
both
age little
times.
people are we talking about?
0 to 6.
0 to 6.
Although older kids are welcome too. They
So
can
I could
always-
come if I wanted.
Sure, sure,
Or Leanne.
sure.
What else? We have a magic person. Magic.
We do.
Greg. Mystifying Magic with Greg. What's that?
He is a wonderful magician, actually from Blooming Prairie. So we've had him for a couple of years. His favorite trick, or our favorite trick, is when he levitates a child.
Oh my gosh. I want to see that.
We always threaten the teachers when we go on our tours of the schools that they're going to get cut in half or be made to disappear by our magician.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Instrument petting zoo.
We are going to bring, drums, piano, tambourines. We're going to, so that the kids can play pretty much anything except for ones that you have to blow on. But we are also going to have the microphone set up so that they can sing, because every time we take the microphone out, the kids want to sing.
My
So we're going
goodness.
to bring the microphone out so they can sing and talk and tell jokes to their heart's content.
And I love that what you just said about everything except for the ones you have to blow in, because that's probably a health thing, right? You don't want people sharing the, okay, that's really neat. Good for you. This Take It Apart workshop.
That's Blooming Prairie.
But so Blooming Prairie, just so you don't know, tell us a bit about what the library does for Blooming Prairie as well.
Blooming Prairie is our branch library. So a lot of the programs that we have are also in Blooming Prairie, but they do have some of their own programs as well. So if you miss it here, like, oh, I really wanted to see the Moo Daiku drummers, and you've missed it here, then you can go to Blooming Prairie in the afternoon and see it there.
So the same day that it would be here, it'll be there in the afternoon?
And it's always consistently 10 o'clock in Owatonna, 1 o'clock in Blooming Prairie.
All on which day of the week?
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Always on Thursdays.
Thursdays. The book fair what is the book fair exactly? Is that only for the kids who are participating in the reading program?
It is. We've always had people trying to come and buy the books, but we always say, no, you've had to earn it. If you're reading your 10 days, 20 minutes a day, you get to pick out your book.
So it's just like money. That's what, I get it. Okay, so you can't come and buy that book. You have to have read that darn thing.
You've had to have read your 10 days to be able to pick out this book. And if you miss one, like I'm on vacation in June, well then in July come and pick out 2 books.
Really? So you can, wow. So how many fairs are we doing?
We do 3 book fairs, and
So they get
1 in
books.
June, 1 in July, 1 in August, and we
Okay.
get 3 books total. So
Wonderful.
we have a lot of people that come in August and pick out all 3 of their books.
And I noticed that in addition to books, we have the movies. There are other movies for older, like teens and families. Is that right?
Not that we show. We
Oh.
show the one movie.
It's
and
in the
then
brochure.
Blooming
So-
Prairie shows movies.
Is the middle. Oh, geez, Francie. Well, Blooming Prairie's right down the road,
Right.
so that's good too.
And they show a movie every Monday.
Now, what kind of crafts are they creating at this Create a Craft?
Well, we have done Shrinky Dinks, which
Shrinky Dinks?
parents all remember from when they were
I
kids.
remember Shrinky Dinks. Do you remember Shrinky Dinks?
I don't.
You bake them in the oven?
They start
They're
out big
hard
and then
plastic?
Oh, that's
Yes, and you color them. What else?
So, and we may make magnets, and we always try to have an edible craft, like we make flip-flops out of cookies and gummy worms, or we make hamburgers out of Nilla wafers. So something always that you can eat, create and eat.
Oh my goodness. So you can eat and have fun in the library and make noise in the library. Who knew? That's wonderful. Well, the kids are going to be coming, and you've got a wonderful staff here. Tell us, how many folks do you have here, and what are the hours for people to be able to come and enjoy this place?
The library is open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 9, and Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5.
And not Sunday?
And not Sunday in the summer.
Okay.
And we have 4 dedicated children's staff, and then we have 2 that work sometimes in children's services, and upstairs too.
Wonderful. And children can come here today, the 3rd, or any time afterwards, and they also can get a library card.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
In order to check books out all year round?
Correct.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for being
You
here,
are
Darla.
welcome. Thank you for coming.
You are welcome. I'm going to stick around here because there's some fun stuff. And thank you very much for being with us also. We hope that you will come to the library with your kids and enjoy this wonderful place that we have here in Owatonna. Stick with us for a word from our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back. We are your community connection here at the Owatonna Today Show. And as usual, there's a lot going on in the community. Steele County Historical Society is welcoming back local author Mike Eckers on June 4th at 6:30 p.m. He will be talking about the Nuremberg trials. The Owatonna Arts Center has their new exhibition starting Sunday, June 7th, with paintings by Paul Wallach, and that goes through June 28th. Steele County Historical Society is pleased to welcome Bob Showers for a presentation on Thursday, June 11th at 7 p.m. Bob Showers has written The Twins at the Met, which is a book that captures the rich and colorful history of Minnesota Twins baseball at the Metropolitan Stadium. History in the making, that is the Owatonna Public Utility Open House. That's Thursday, June 18th. There will be refreshments and a dedication ceremony starting at 9 and guided tours from 9:30 a.m. until 7 p.m. every half hour and every hour with all of the new exciting things that they've got there over at the Owatonna Public Utilities building. 37th Young Life Golf Tournament is June 20th. So if you want more information about that, you can call the Young Life office at 451-9401. The Owatonna Foundation is pleased to make available $10,500 to assist students who will be attending non-four-year programs at technical community colleges to prepare themselves for technical careers, and that applications are due June 25th. Go to owatonnafoundation.org for more information. We thank you so much for joining us. We want you to know that we are your community connection. If there's something you would like to learn more about, give us a shout, let us know, and we will put that on the air for you. Stay with us for Friday's show. We hope that we'll see you then.